Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. All things Middle Earth here with a video on the Mathom Peddlers exchange. We did already cover this on stream in pretty great detail, but I was actually asked by the developers to put together a video showcasing the event in a video format. So we're going to do that. So I'm going to give you my thoughts on the event, if you should do it, how to get the most out of it, all that good stuff coming up in just 1 second. Now, as of 2 days ago, the event is live. It's in the Mathom special. It's this button right here with the sword and shield icon on it. You're going to click this. It's going to take you to this screen. Now, we were theorizing all things about, you can do weapon for weapon, armor for armor, that kind of thing. That's not the case. You just put in a good or evil alignment weapon and you get the opposite from a full list of things. So, for example, I have a Nightfall in this account that I have that can be used. I click that and it's going to give me all of these options for good gear. If I put in something that was specifically good, like a Lang or a Dawn or something like that, I would have the evil list here as well. But whatever you have is what you're going to have the option to look at. But you're going to put in your item there, you click the exchange button right here, and you get one of the items on this list. So I want to talk through what we covered on stream in terms of if you should do it, and if you are doing it, what you should do. First of all, I will say it does depend on the type of account you have. So on this account that I'm playing on right now, it is a evil only account. This is my free-to-play account. I only have this one gold weapon that's available. I think I might have others that may have been strengthened, but either way, it's the only one I have available, and I only have evil commanders. So if I am going to do this, I'm most likely, as you can see, going to get a weapon that I'm not able to use at all. So if you are specifically one alignment over the other, either all good or all evil, the only reason you should do this is if you have enough gear that it just does not matter. So basically put, if I had a bunch of gear and I was going to get rid of this Nightfall, either way, it wouldn't really matter. I could exchange it because there is a chance you can exchange it and get an item that can be exchanged back for another item. But there is a chance you can exchange, get an item that it cannot be used by your commanders, but also cannot be used in the exchange. So we can test it out here so you guys can see what the different options are. But very, very clearly put, do not do this event with any gear that you would be using at any time on your account. It has to be stuff that you're going to get rid of because you can get stuff that is unusable. So that is a specifically like role play note. Non-role play, it's a little bit more flexible. You can look through all your commanders and see which ones you're working on, which items are of best use in the possible list here. So I'm going to pull up my account in a second and show you what we did, what we got, and how we got through that. But I will show you how the actual process looks here. But as you can see, we have the Nightfall in here. We're going to click exchange. Click OK, and we get the Elven Cloak with Hazard Training. So again, as you can see, this is an evil only account and all the races that can do it. I could use it on there are some evil Maiar like Sauron, but other than that, I'm very, very limited on what I can do here. So again, this is not a bad piece for Sauron. So this did actually work out where I could use it, but it's going to be very difficult to get great use. I think Grima is a man as well, so I could use it on my Grima. There are very few instances, but you get the idea. Be careful when you do that. And then if I go back in here, you can see that I do have the option to trade it back. So it is one that is a good alignment option. So I can put it back in there. And then we can see the evil list right here. So you can see the options as we scroll through here. And then you can click exchange back. So again, this worked out for the example here. So I'll do it again, exchange, click OK. And we got another Nightfall, this one with Venom. So I don't like either of the effects I had. It ended up just being, we swapped an effect. It's not a good one. I could do it one more time for no real reason, but there you go, 3 times, and we got an Erebor's Pride. This one can be used on evil men. So again, evil men and Maiar. It's HP for dwarves, so I'm not going to really benefit from that unless I'm playing in a server that allows me to do non-role play stuff. Iron Guard's a really good effect, actually. So again, you can kind of go back and forth, but just be aware that you might get stuck with something you can't use. So make sure it's something you were going to get rid of either way. All right, so you've decided you're going to do the exchange. Again, you can see this is my main account. We've done it all. We've done our 5 purples and our 3 golds here. We did do all of them. So I want to talk through how I decided, first of all, if I was going to, and then what I was going to do. Again, if you are a role play account, either good or evil, and you have very few pieces of gear, just be warned, it could be rough. If you only have like 1 piece of gear and you're using it, if it's gold, just don't roll the dice because you could get stuck with something that can't be re-rolled again like you saw on the other one. So just be careful about that. But what I did on my account, and I'll show you what I ended up getting, is I went through and I looked at my commander list. Again, non-role play, so a lot more options here. And I went and looked at my commanders and looked which commanders are missing gold pieces that I want to make the decision on which one I should go for. So based on the equipment that I had a couple of Lothlorian belts and other things that were good alignment, and I was looking through my commanders. I was looking at the one Palantir of Orthanc I have with tactical marking, thinking another one sounded nice. that was one we were considering looking at. We looked at my Sauron, for example, to see if we could get another hazard training or another great plate of these. Already have hazard training, so I wanted another one to start refining it. There's also the Warborn battle plate in here, so looking at the proper effect for that, things like that. So we went through and I made the decision based on the gear that I had worse good alignment gear to get rid of, and there were more options for evil gear that I would be able to currently use, since I'm running 3 evil commanders right now and 1 good commander. So we did go ahead and put mine in there. The options I got, I did get a Palantir of Orthanc. It did not have tactical mark, but it allowed me to I had this refined 3 times. It allowed me to take my Palantirs out of this one and see that I had already had another one inside of there. So for all intents and purposes, I kind of got another tactical mark Palantir. We're going to count it as that. I also got a Reckoning with Might of Soldiers, which is the best weapon, the best gold weapon in my opinion for Witch Kings. That was really, really cool. And then we got a, let's see here. We got an Easterling Helm, which I think is a great item for, you know, Kieran, Kaldu, and those kind of commanders. However, the effect was not the best one, but this could be something refined down the road. So I do think I got pretty good luck. There are people who had very unfortunate luck and got 3 just garbage items. So you have to make sure you're willing to get rid of the items that you get. In terms of purples, we did the purples as well. I had really bad luck with the purples, but it's a lot less crucial because it's not, you know, as rare to have as gold gear. And the lists of purple, evil, and gold gear are very, very, very similar. There's the exact same amount of items in each of them. There are just a few differences. So look through and see if you see which one has more items in it that you want than the other one, and roll the dice. And you might be getting garbage items that you cannot use. So it's not a big deal, obviously, if that happens. If you were going to get rid of the items already, yes, it's awesome if you get good stuff, but that just might not be the case. So this is something that allows us to shuffle items around. I think it's a good thing. I hope we see more of it in the future. But again, I had good luck, so I enjoyed it probably more than the average person, getting, again, for me, like an ideal weapon with an ideal effect for one of my favorite commanders. So that was awesome. But let me know what you got. Again, my closing thoughts on the event as a whole are, my understanding of it was different going into it. So I had some higher expectations in terms of, I thought you could go type like weapon for weapon or accessory for accessory, that kind of thing. That was not the case. I was bummed out, but that was more misunderstanding than it being bad. It's very simple. You put one in there, you get one out. I think it's kind of nice because I think a lot of people, including myself, are really overthinking and, you know, looking at it very analytically to see which options have the best. I think for the average player who's just going in, who might have a chance to get a better item, it's a pretty good deal. So I like the event. The big thing I will say is I hope we see this again, not just once a year, but maybe at least like once a quarter during their main kind of festival events they do. You have the Winter Festival or whatever those things are, the Yule Festival. It'd be nice if the Peddler did a special exchange during each of those major events. I think it would add some value because you have the chance to improve your account with gold gear. A lot of people, again, have been pulling gear for over a year now, with the game being a year old, trying to get that right weapon or that right effect. So adding some more chances for people to do that, I think, would be appreciated. So at ease, I would definitely say this should come back in some capacity. Maybe different events have different variations of it. Maybe different events have different weapons you can get to make it a little bit different. But overall, it's not something we had before. It's not a normal thing for us. The fact that we got in an event, we got the option to shuffle around some gear, I was pretty happy with that aspect of it. But I know some people maybe were not as happy. So let me know down in the comments below what you thought of this event. Did you enjoy doing it? Did you get good gear? Did you get bad gear? How often would you like to see it again? All that stuff. Let me know down below so we can have some conversations and hopefully let the devs know where we are as a community in terms of the Peddler special exchange. But that's going to do it for me in this one, and I hope to see you all in a future video.